Hey, how's it howling, everyone? Vin Wolf here. Yes, I know I am driving, so I'm not going to be looking too much at the camera, but let's be honest, it's 2020, and there's some things I want to get off my chest, some ideas, some goals, and some updates, because I do want to get back a little bit into video making, more so into the Let's Play sphere, but we'll get into that in a second. But hey, how's it howling, everyone? I know, it's been a while. So let's go ahead and start with some updates, because coming up to a stop sign here. That's what everyone, all three of you who genuinely care about why I haven't been making videos, would probably want to know about first. Where you been? Why haven't you streamed? Why haven't you done a video or an update or something? Well, I was waiting for the opportune moment, and I'm driving. It's not now, but you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of it, because I've still got a good 30-45 minutes before I get home. So first things first, I'm married. Per my last update video, I said I wasn't going to be around for a while because I was going to get married, and that is indeed true. I am married to the ever so beautiful Julianne, and at this point there's probably a little slideshow of our wedding photos and such going on right now, but I am a fully married and very incredibly blessed man. I took some time off from doing videos, partially because of the wedding and, you know, getting settled into married life. It's, you know, there's a lot of adjustments going on. Our apartment is not clean, you guys. But there's been a lot to get used to. I do work a full-time job. I have for a while, still am, and now I have an hour commute. So I've had even less time to work on projects than what I would have liked. But it's 2020, it's a new year. And last year I made a list of commitments that I didn't necessarily keep. I intended to keep them, but you know, life happens. Things fall by the wayside. Priorities get shuffled. It is what it is. Oh dear God, I really hope that the sound quality is doing okay. Among the list of things that I had planned last year was I wanted to strengthen my faith, and one of the ways I wanted to do this was I wanted to read the entire Bible through the year. Yeah, that didn't pan out so well. Another thing I wanted to do, I wanted to drop down to 175 pounds. Yeah, no, that didn't go so well. Okay, how about finishing that book I started writing 3 years ago? Sensing a pattern here, guys. And then there were other things like get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, we know that didn't pan out. And of course, one of the biggest ones was I wanted to shift my career goals, and I wanted to get into video game development. By 2020, I fully intended to have my first video game produced and put out there. I mean, I started strong. I was doing classes on udemy.com. I was doing research into different games and jotting down ideas. I have a full booklet just full of ideas and concepts and topics that I would love to tackle and develop games for. I want to... but as 2019 went on, I wasn't able to achieve those things. Life got busy. Like I said, there were greater priorities that came up that I needed to pursue. It wasn't even that well, I mean, of course I wanted to pursue some of these big priorities, cough, cough, but it was important for me, and it was important to me. And so these other goals, while they were great things, the Bible thing especially, just because it's such a faith-based thing, the Bible thing, I probably shouldn't be phrasing like that. But I had some goals that were, yes, serious, but admittedly the bulk of them were just for fun. Now, the health, of course, that's just for my personal benefit, and even strengthening my faith by reading the Bible in a year, that was a faith strengthener, so that was also very important. And those two I'm a little harder on myself on, but it's 2020. It's a new decade, it's a new time period, and I don't want important things to fall by the wayside, especially now. I've worked in customer service for going on 5 years now. I am done with kiddos calling in every day throwing temper tantrums because they didn't do something right or they screwed up. And not to say that's everyone who calls in, God no. There's a lot of people who call in with genuine concerns. I don't appreciate the way they treat me all the time. You know, I'm just trying to help out, but I've been in this same career 5 years. I need a change. It's time for a change. It's time to pursue a passion. And what's interesting was that just as of recording this a couple days ago, my little brother Dominic, who himself is getting ready to get married too, in spring of 2020, he called me just randomly while I was on my way to work and said, "Hey man, I know you're stuck in a dead-end job that you don't really care for, but I want to let you know and I want to remind you, God still cares about your career goals. He cares about what you want to do in your life, and he cares about where you're heading career-wise, and he doesn't want you to forget he is still there and he is still caring for you." And here's the thing. It's actually kind of ironic how the two more important things I had documented, my two big important New Year's resolutions, lose weight and strengthen my faith, they kind of went down the same path. Obviously, neither of those happened. In fact, quite the reverse. I gained weight over the past year. I went from like 220, I'm like weighing in at like 250 now. And I'm struggling with my faith. Not that I'm having a crisis of faith, but I've been feeling like God's abandoned me. So when my little brother when he called and said what he said, that was a hard pill to swallow. That was hard to accept because I felt so abandoned by God this past year. Like he's dropped me in this position, and admittedly this has been building for a while, and that's hard to admit, guys. I went to California for 2 years, to determine exactly what it is that was worth believing. Was atheism, was there more foundation under atheism or Buddhism or Islam or Christianity? And if you believe those things, phenomenal for you. Just in my research, the evidence didn't pan out for those belief systems. But from what my research turned up, I found a lot more compelling research heading toward Christianity, which led me to the Bible college, where, it's hilarious because all my life I have been taught what to think. This is true, this is false, we lean this way as opposed to this way. What I wasn't told was how to think. Taking the time to think critically, ask the big important questions of, hey, what if this is wrong, and what would the ramifications be if it's wrong versus if it's right? What if they are lying to us? Big questions like that. It took me going to a Bible college to learn how to ask those big questions, and learning the Aristotle laws of logic and so on and so forth. But all of that aside, the bottom line is that there's a load of things that I want to do going forward, and particularly the point and purpose of this video is to say that throughout 2020, of course the two big ones that were for my personal betterment, not necessarily even to lose weight at this point, just to be in healthier shape. I want to be healthy. I don't have to weigh less to be healthy. I can still weigh 250 pounds at my 6-foot stature, but I can still be healthy about it. So for me, it's not even about losing weight. It's about making sure I'm getting some form of exercise throughout the week. Like I said, 12 hours of my day is strictly driving to doing my job and then leaving and then coming home from work. That's 12 hours of my day, 4 days a week. And then the other 3 days, I'm so exhausted from the mental strain of my job, I don't want to do anything, and I am tired of it. I want to get myself, of course, spiritually, I want to get myself in a better relationship, and I want to get back into that relationship with God. Whoa, what's going on here? Hang on. Sorry, there was a car behind me. There was a car that pulled off to the side of the road and had their hazards on, and I wanted to stop and help him out, but it was a very young woman in the car, and I didn't want the wrong idea to be put out there. That's why I'm going to keep going. It looks like she's crossing the road to the house there, so maybe she knows the person. I don't know. Regardless, though, that's... What was I saying? Anyway, but like I said, throughout this upcoming year, 2020, it's not just the start of a new year. It's the start of a new decade. And yeah, I know, we counted from year 1 to year 11, blah, blah, blah. Technically, next year is the start of a new decade. I don't care. 2020 is the year I want to start turning things around. I want to get more into game development. And one of the important reasons I'm putting this out there is because there's a lot of video ideas I had meandering in my mind before speed limit dropped way down. I hate this. It drops from like 55 to 35. But there's a lot of video ideas I had for the YouTube channel. I had an idea about color theory in terms of Persona 5 and how the different colors that symbolize each character relate to their personality, their personal standing, things like that. I had ideas regarding one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, the show Friends. I had different theories and, analyses and things like that, and for a bunch of other stuff as well. But I'm not going to be able to make a career out of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some amazingly talented people here on YouTube who'd make amazing videos of all kinds. And they have a very, very good career around it. Not necessarily a stable career, which is honestly another thing kind of causing me to shy away. But they have a good career out of it. Stressful, yes. Unstable, absolutely. But for me, my big passion is video games. I love video games. Ever since I was a child, I have been a very staunch video game player. Since I first played Sonic Spinball to my first, I call it my first like story-based, my first real video game, quote unquote, because story-based, Ape Escape, and then Crash and Spyro and so on and so forth. And I have these ideas for what I think could be really phenomenal projects. For example, I have this idea for a horror game based on the town that I'm currently living in that I think could be really, really good if I do it right. It's kind of a inspiration not fully, but largely pulled from Silent Hill. And Silent Hill's been on my mind a lot lately, but that's a whole nother sidebar. The point being is I'm going to be coming back in terms of Let's Plays, because the best way that you can get inspiration for video games and what direction you want to take video games, forgive me for taking my hand off the wheel, there's a red light in front of me. But the best way to get to figure out where you want to take your game is to play other video games. There's this theory that there's no original ideas, but human ideas come from us remixing existing concepts. And I really like that because I don't feel the struggle so much now, having to come up with something original. But I do have some ideas I would like to get into, and in order to better know where I want to take those ideas, I will be playing video games. Particularly, I don't know what kind of games I'll be playing right now. I'm probably going to start off with the Resident Evil series, and if I can get my hands on the Silent Hill series, I'll be playing that too. A lot of horror to start off the new year. Oh, I hope that's not a foreshadowing, but I have ideas. I keep saying that. I'm going to be getting back into, let's start with the videos. That's what y'all care about. I'm going to be getting back into doing Let's Play videos primarily. And I'm going to be working on turning my career around. 2020, and I'm making a formal commitment to everyone on the internet. 2020 is the year that Vincent, so many names, I don't have the time to get into it because I'm pulling into the apartment complex here. I'm going to turn my life around this year. I'm going to start this year. I don't know if I'd be able to do a full turnaround in just a single year. I forgot to go back to the store. Well, we're heading back to the store, folks. I don't think turning my career around and turning my life around is going to be just a one-year thing, because it's going to take time. I'm going to need to do a lot of studying. There's a lot that's going to need to be done in order to get a career turned around and to get something set up for me in video game development in the long term. It's going to start with some free-to-play projects, some storyboard ideas, things like that. The courses that I picked up with Udemy, There's a lot of testing that you do, kind of making projects through, primarily I think it's Unreal Engine would be the engine I'd be starting with, and then as time goes on, I pick up more skills, maybe even get a formal education if that's even needed. Actually, for if I'm to be picked up by a bigger developer, or maybe I want to just start my own studio, but regardless, this is my commitment. 2020 is the start of something new for me. This is where Vin Wolf turns his life around and starts actually chasing his dream. All my life I had been told, no, you can't do this. You got to go this path or you're going to fail, and how you're going to raise a family and this and that and the other. You're good, bro. It's time I put those thoughts out of my head. Massive thank you to my wife, Julianne, because she's the one who's told me that I do have the ability and capacity to do amazing things. And if not for her, I don't think I would even have the courage to be making this video, recording this video, so on and so forth. This is the year I turn my life around. Or at least I hope to turn my career life around. So I guess that's it, guys. Like I said, I'm starting this upcoming it'll probably be this either Saturday or Sunday. Dude, what are you doing? I'm parking. I don't trust you. Starting this either upcoming Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to start recording my first Let's Play series into the Resident Evil series. I'm going to be starting off with Resident Evil 1, working my way through the series, just kind of getting an idea on how to set up a haunting and creative atmosphere for a horror game. And I'm going to start dedicating myself an hour a day on my 3 days off a week, at least 1 hour of going through the coursework that I've already purchased. So that will be hopefully very profitable and hopefully very inspiring. And, you know, my wife has gotten me a number of books as well, not only for Christmas, but also for her wedding gift to me on getting into game development. You know, there's this book I was reading, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, and I've already read through it since November 2nd. I blew through that book and the stories of game developers and such, and yeah, they had hardships. They had some serious struggles. If you haven't read the book, I definitely recommend picking it up. It was an amazing read, especially as someone who so thoroughly enjoys video games and this entertainment medium. But I think I'm going to leave it on that. Keep an eye on the channel. I'll be uploading my Resident Evil 1 playthrough very soon. And then I need to get through the cursed Let's Play of Resident Evil 2. And here's the thing, I'm just going to try and play through the entire series. I have all the games on my Switch now. Resident Evil 3 is set to come out later this year. So when that comes out, hopefully I'll have completed 2. And, you know, and I have some other games I'll be smattering in there. And I can't guarantee how often or frequently I'll be uploading these Let's Play videos. God, I'm saying a lot. I can't guarantee how often I'll be uploading these videos, how frequently I'll be doing so, but my goal is to try and do at least 3 or 4 per week, or 1 every other day. We'll see how well that holds, but that's the goal, that's the hope. And, you know, I'll be posting update videos. I'm hoping to do at least 1 update video per month as far as my progress goes. And we're just gonna kind of play it like that, just 1 month at a time. Pray to God that I do have the fortitude and, you know, the conviction to see this all the way through. But in the meantime, guys, I gotta get going. I still need to pick up the last few groceries for my anniversary dinner tonight, dating anniversary. Yes, I just got married last month. But I will see you all in the next video. Look forward to Resident Evil 1, but I'll start that playthrough very soon, and then from there, Silent Hill 1, and play that series, and blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. Stay blessed, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of us. Salud.